Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another counter site video. Alright, today's video we're going to talk about the new event part 2. So if you guys are not aware, the old field event was available to us last week, but we can only do up to stage event act 1, right, up to this stage, and 1-8 was the furthest that we could farm. But now we have access to act 2, and once you complete the act 2, you can also unlock the heart. Alright, heart is also divided into two parts, which is act 1 and act 2. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about which stage is the best one to farm and which one is the most optimal in giving you the most currency as far as in terms of gold, alright, in terms of the Ethereum ratio to farming, getting the envelopes, which is these things right here. And also if you're just looking specifically for EXP. Alright, so let's jump into it. Okay, so first things first, I want you guys to know that it's not actually that simple. Apparently, it's quite complicated. Now, what is complicated about what? GuitarRock, you just farm the last stage, right? That's the thing though. The last stage for this event is actually quite difficult, and I wasn't able to do it with weaker characters. Now, if you have plenty of characters that you need to level up, this is going to be a big issue if you're looking for EXP specifically in terms of the ratio. And we're going to do the calculation right after this, and I'm going to show you guys what I've discovered. But first things first, let me show you guys some pictures. We are first going to talk about the 1-2 heart, alright, which is this stage right here. So 1-2 heart. Now this one consumes 590 Ethereum. It gives you 8 envelopes. Alright, which is not the most optimal. You have a chance to obtain revet, but so does all of the other stages. Now when you go to 2-1 heart, now this is where it gets really interesting, right? If you notice 2-1 heart right here, it's gonna give you slightly more gold, 48,000, right, as opposed to 46,000. You consume only 10 more Ethereum and you're gonna get one more letter in advance. And moving into the 2-2 heart, which is this stage right here, okay? So now you're gonna get more of the gold. But notice the envelopes, the letters that you obtain is still at 9, which is what I want you guys to pay attention to. This is very important moving forward. And going into the last stage, 2-3 heart. And this is the hardest stage by far, but it also has the best return ratio for almost everything. In terms of the gold, in terms of the envelopes, and in terms of the what they want to call this appraisals, right? So this one is guaranteeing you 3 appraisals. Alright, so now let's have a look at this chart that I've made. Okay, not really a chart, but rather just a couple of numbers and words and stuff. Okay, so in terms of the number of Ethereum to envelopes, in terms of the ratio, so 1-8 was the one that was available to us last week. And as you can see the numbers here at the right that I have calculated. So the best stage to farm, if you don't care about anything else, you just want to get the most event currency, which is the envelopes, the most efficient stage to farm is 2-3 heart, which is the last stage, which is this stage right here. So 2-3 heart will give you 10 envelopes, so that means one envelope will only consume 64 of your Ethereums. So 64 Ethereum per envelope. So as you farm the lesser stages, for example, if you farm a 2-2 heart, it's basically 68 Ethereum, or more like 69, right? 69 Ethereum per envelope, which is not worth it. So if you can't do 2-3 heart, like let's say this stage is too difficult for you, and I understand, I've been trying this stage, and ideally I have to bring at least one strong tank, one level 100 character, which kind of sucks. So if you can't do this stage, don't do this one. Alright, 2-2 apparently is less efficient. If you notice right here, 2-1 and 2-2, they both give 9 envelopes, but 2-1 consumes less Ethereum. So in terms of the ratio, alright, 2-1 is going to be better for most players if you're looking for event currency specifically. So if you can't do this stage, 2-3, farm 2-1. Do not farm 2-2 because you're actually wasting, you are getting more gold and slightly more appraisals, but if you only care about the event currency, 2-1 is going to be better overall. Now as you can see, moving on into 1-2 heart, right now 73.75, like this is super inefficient, and this is what we have available to us last week, which is why I told you guys to not farm anything last week, right? So just wait for this week and you just go all in on your last stage or the hardest stage, right? Because that tends to give you the most ratio. Now as you can see, I've collected all of the Ethereums right here. This is like for 7 days, I haven't clicked the get all button. I was like holding my temptation. So I am going to like go all in for today. I'm going to grind all throughout and consume all of this Ethereum. to be as efficient as possible. Alright, so overall, this is for envelope specifically, which is the event currency, to be used in the event shop. Okay, so if you can't farm 2-3, you think it's too difficult for you, farm 2-1. Now let's talk about the rest of the things, because some of you might not be here just for the event currency. Some of you want to farm specifically for other things. For example, EXP or gold. Now in terms of EXP, this is where it gets really interesting. And I want you guys to pay close attention to this. 2-3 heart, alright, does give you 1155 EXP, and 2-2 heart will actually give you 1078 EXP. The idea here, if you are using all the characters, they are not level 100 yet, meaning everyone is getting the EXP, right? If you can achieve that, then 2-3 is going to be more efficient for you. But if you even have one character that's level 100 that cannot be leveled up further, in terms of EXP, 2-2 is going to be the most efficient. Like this one is going to be the best for leveling up characters. Like if you don't care about the event currency, you just want to level up characters specifically, 2-2 is more efficient. Now, I am taking into consideration that 2-3 does give you one more of this blue appraisal. Now, this blue appraisal, I am aware of how much it's worth, so I am taking that into calculation. So one of these blue appraisal is equal to 750 EXP. Now, if you look at the amount of EXP that you're gonna miss out on, 750 is not more than this amount of EXP here, which is 1078. Which is why if you are forced to use one of your characters which are max level in this 2-3 stage, this is not going to be efficient for EXP. Instead, the 2-2 is going to be the most efficient for EXP. Now moving on to the last one, which is the gold. Now obviously 2-3, the last stage, is going to be the most efficient for gold in this case. So I would highly recommend just go 2-3 for gold. Yeah, once you're done emptying the entire shop, right? So let's say you come here, you purchase all of these things. Always I have players asking this question, should you still farm in the event stage or should you go back to free contract 333? Now I'm taking into consideration the 2-3 is gonna give you 10 envelopes right here, right? So these 10 envelopes is gonna be exchanged for credits right here, 20 envelopes for 10,000, so the main stance will give you 5,000. So if you look at the amount right here, alright, so if you were to add to the 5,000 right here, right? So this will give you about 56,000 gold. Now FC333 is going to give you 50,000 gold, alright, and it's going to give you mole as well. And it only costs 590 Eternium as opposed to 640 for the event stage. So ideally, it really depends on which one you want more. In terms of the gold to Eternium ratio, it's about the same, but it comes down to what you want more. If you want the moles that comes from FC333 if you're trying to farm equipments, or if you're still trying to farm Revet, for example, which I highly recommend. If you can, I'm going to try to level 110 mine so that I don't regret it once the event goes away. The previous event, the ratio was just abysmal compared to what we have right now. So I think this event is going to be much more similar with the Crossroads event as opposed to the Chocolates event that we have previously. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. I hope that clears things up. So now you know which one you should be farming depending on what you want to prioritize. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Give this video a like and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.